It started off simple. Log in, get some rewards, do a daily mission or two, and then log out. Nothing serious, just something to pass the time. But then came the events, then came the banners, the limited banners, the characters, the world, the music, the progression, the weapons, the environments. Now I'm checking guides, I'm watching tier lists to see who's the best. Subscribe to this guy. I realized that I'm no longer just playing the game, I'm completely enveloped by the game, consuming all that it has to offer. What are these games I'm describing? Well, gacha games. But what exactly is a gacha game? And why is it so fun? Gacha games are games where you can collect many different characters from a loot box like system, in which you can pay a certain currency, gold, orbs, gems, which you can obtain for free, doing missions and such, or purchase if you need more. And then with that, you get the chance to get the chosen character. That is what a gacha game is about. Now, gacha games have their origins with this, a gachapon machine. Seen in Japan that when you put money in, you have a chance to get the toy you want. It's pretty fun. And so they took this idea and applied it to mobile games where you don't just get the character, but you get to level them, you get to fight with them, you can even date them. There's a lot of variety here, but it's getting the character, which is at the core of a gacha game and what makes it so special. And so let's do a comparison. Remember this gacha machine here. Here's an example of one. It costs 500 yen, about $3 US, and you get a chance of 5 different characters. Not bad, about $3 for a 20% chance to get your chosen character. Now here's Genshin Impact. It has many different characters with different rarities, but the main ones you want are these 5 stars, as they are the strongest. And what's the chance you get one of these? Well, a whopping 0.6% chance. Not 6%, not 60, but 0.6%. Now, eventually, if you pull enough, you do get the one you want, guaranteed. But that's after a lot of currency, a lot of money. So you can see it's quite expensive, and is why videos like these exist.
Oh! More
these.
like weapon. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my!
And this.
Yo! Damn, listen!
It's this rush of knowing you could get pretty much nothing or just very average characters, or finally the character you've been saving up for months to get. This is what fuels a gacha game. It's why these Pop Mart boxes have been popping off lately. It follows the same formula, but it's not just the gambling like mechanics that keeps people so hooked, right? Well, perhaps, but there's 3 big reasons why I think gacha games are so fun. The first is the gameplay. See, no matter how addicting the gacha aspect of the game is, if there isn't good gameplay to go along with it, it just won't work. Take Genshin Impact for example. You can fight enemies, explore the open world, and do a myriad of side quests. There's a lot here that even removing the gacha element would still be fun to play. Or take Arknights for example. Here, a tower defense game that offers some really nice strategic gameplay that you can spend hours thinking about how you'll approach and finish the level. There's the story of these games. They can keep you engrossed and playing more than the gacha aspect ever had. And remember, these games are all live service, meaning they get updated every couple of weeks or so with new stories, new gameplay events, encouraging you to come back every few weeks or so to see the new content and all the rewards they have. Because that's another thing. While of course you can spend to get this currency needed to get these characters, you will also gain this currency through rewards, through missions, and just playing the game. So you don't need to pay to get your favorite characters. You can, given a bit of luck, get the characters you want by just playing the game. Now, the second big reason why I think gacha games are so fun is the progression. when I finally get the character I want, there's a lot to do. Firstly, you level them up. There's the skills you level up, there's the weapons, sometimes even the gear, and all of that is just for one character. And in order to get the materials needed for a character, it can take weeks. Meaning to get all your characters to a high level, it can take a long time. But it will also mean you always have something to go for. You always feel like you are progressing as you level each character up and get their best gear. Now, this is where a sort of turning point happens. See, I remember when I first started playing gacha games, I would pretty much just summon for any character I thought looked cool. But as I played, I realized I could not summon for every character I wanted, and that I would have to save certain materials for the characters, meaning I had to specifically choose which characters to summon for. And this is where I started searching up tier lists and finding which characters are meta, and eventually I found myself completely focused on the game, knowing what materials to farm for, which characters to get, to make sure I always had the best characters for any future challenge. And this endless progression and endless journey was really fun and kept me playing. But it's the final reason why gacha games are so fun that truly resonates with people, and that's the collection aspect. See, humans have always had a deep fascination with collecting things, spanning everything from video games to rare coins to postcards and even toys. Humans seemingly have an innate desire in wanting and collecting entire collections of an item. Consider Pokemon, for instance, one of the most successful video game franchises of all time. At its core, one of the most compelling features is the simple yet addictive premise of catch them all. This same principle lies at the heart of gacha games, though it's a bit different. If Pokemon instead required a small payment each time you attempted to catch a Pokemon, then that would be more like a gacha game. But the underlying aspect remains unchanged. The satisfaction of collecting things is at the heart of a good gacha game. Now, this collecting aspect is something I deeply enjoy. Sometimes I find myself drawn to these characters because of their stories, and other times I'm pulling because they're really strong and meta in the challenging content of the game. It's this perpetual cycle of collection is what makes gacha games so engaging and difficult to step away from. There's always another character to acquire, another goal to pursue, another collection to complete, creating an endless yet satisfying loop of progression. And so, looking back on the gacha game genre, it's a genre that's known for their bad monetization ways, and you wouldn't be wrong to question that. But through all my time playing these games, I found genuine enjoyment in the stories they tell, the communities they build, and even the thrill of finally getting that character I've been saving up for. I've watched these games grow from simple mobile games to full-blown games with stunning graphics, incredible music, and stories that rival traditional games. And you know what? I think they're only going to get better. The future probably holds even more engaging content and very promising games on the horizon. And so if you haven't given them a chance, definitely do so. You may be pleasantly surprised. And so if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.